1 and 3, please. Yes, my Bonnie Lass, and now is the month of May. Here we go. And just watch when we go to 30, it does go into 3. Okay, here we go. And 2 beats. 1 and 2.
Good evening. To the WPI class of 2022, President Leshin, trustees, faculty, staff, alumni, family members, and friends, we offer this evening's ceremony as a celebration of all who dedicate themselves to learning and personal growth. And on behalf of the class of 2022 Baccalaureate Committee, we welcome you. The baccalaureate tradition at WPI is planned by members of the senior class. This rite of passage allows our graduating class to pause and reflect on their WPI experience. This evening's program provides an opportunity for our class to remember both the challenges and the tremendous growth they've experienced over the past 4 years. We will hear stories from students of the graduating class, be gifted with words of inspiration from our special guest speaker, Carla Ferrara, and enjoy music performed by talented members of the class of 2022. Enjoy the program.
Honorable faculty, fellow people, I am honored to be here today, sharing my story with you all. I am Layal Hamzi Jrej. I am an undergraduate BME student, a full-time mother, and a wife. This small introduction says it all about a strong, independent woman who managed to graduate as an engineer while raising an infant and a toddler. Thank you. Thank you. I want my story today to empower others and encourage students with similar responsibilities. If I can do it, you can do it all. To give you a glimpse of my background, I come from a Middle Eastern country, Lebanon, and I cannot wait to become a proud American citizen, which will happen in a couple of years. I love my hometown, but I must be honest. I am grateful for this American country. I am grateful and honored to have the chance to live a peaceful, safe, and valuable life. My country is beautiful with its weather, mountains, beaches, and traditions, but it is losing millions of citizens due to lack of human value, peace, poverty, unemployment, and so goes the list. My mother, who I call my idol, and I came to the United States in June 2015 and left my brother and father in Lebanon, seeking humanity. We filed an immigration case and received a legal work permit. I then attended Quinsigamond Community College in 2017 and started my college studies. I worked as a full-time sales representative at 7-Eleven for almost 3 years, which helped pay for my school because I was not eligible to get any financial assistance, neither from the school nor from the government. I used to finish my 8-hour shift and run to my classes and then stay up late to study. I graduated with high honors in 2019. I dreamt of entering a highly accredited school as WPI. I applied and got accepted. But unfortunately, the tuition was too much for me, and I could not afford it. I took one course at that time, with the hope that the status of the immigration case would change, and eventually I would become eligible for financial assistance. My husband, who I met in 2018, supported me emotionally and financially to be able to take more courses and get the degree I aimed for. I got married in 2019 and became pregnant with my first child soon after. As is custom in my home country of Lebanon, I took 1 year off from school, thinking I needed to rest while being pregnant. I learned soon after that wasn't the case, realizing a woman can accomplish anything while being pregnant. In fact, my second child required a surgical delivery. and I was back in school just 1 week after. I completed my course requirements while managing to give my family a priority too. Trying to balance between school and my family was challenging, but made me a stronger woman. I learned to multitask, like feeding 2 babies while finishing up my projects and schoolwork. I enjoyed every second of these 2 years. Every moment had a meaning to me. I kept reminding myself that when I tell my kids my story, they will be proud of the mother they have, and this will give them a reason to set goals in life and work hard to achieve them. WPI has added a ton of skills to my life. The project-based system at WPI is one unique and valuable program anybody could wish for. I want to take a moment to give thanks to all the advisors and professors for keeping up the great work and putting so much effort into delivering the best experience students can have during COVID. Thank you. Working on my IQP was a great experience, and having our paper published was a big step in my life. My MQP also added value to my team-based skills. I want to mention 2 professors that were my idols at WPI, Professor George Pins and Professor Saktikumar Ambadi. They both had a unique way of delivering course material while keeping students engaged and excited for each class. Finally, I want to end up by thanking my mother for continuously looking after my kids and being their second mother when I was at school. I only wish my brother and father could have been here to share this great moment. I want to thank my husband for his unbelievable support and continuous love. I want to thank my kids for giving my life a meaning. And finally, I want to thank this great community for being part of my college experience. This was my WPI story. You each have yours. Now it's time for us to go into the world and use what we all have learned here to make the world a better place. Thank you.
Sorry. There's a guy, he's thinking about high school, stuck reminiscing on the wonders of the glory days. There's a girl, day after her wedding, she doesn't feel any different than before in many ways. Such is life, you whisper passively. Where did my dream go? Well, this is not what I imagined, but this is real life in the trenches, and we are living the dream. Every day comes with the promise that it can be great if you want it, and we are living the dream. We're living the dream. As for me, I'm singing a new song. I'm not gonna dwell inside some alternate reality. I feel free. I'm making the best of it. Seeing with eyes that find the heart and soul of true beauty. 'Cause every breath can build up something. Tear it down or just leave it be. What'll it be? This is not what I imagined, but this is real
Hello, and congratulations to the class of 2022. My name is Pradnya Mahurkar. I am a computer science major and a business minor. We have come a long way from those first days on campus, from settling into new living spaces and trying to find all our classrooms using a map, to being accomplished and confident innovators graduating from a premier institute. You are being rewarded for all the all-nighters on campus, early morning marathons to class, and most importantly, your hard work over the past few years. Just like many of you sitting here, my WPI journey has been life-changing. On August 15, 2018, I entered room 307 in Morgan Hall as a scared international first-year student from India, with a suitcase full of clothes, a closet organizer, a table lamp, and 2 Latino roommates. The journey started with an international orientation where Colleen, the director of International House, introduced us to the local culture. Next came a few months of adapting to the 7-week terms, which felt faster than the speed of light. Lots of socialization and milder flavors of American food. Back then, these months felt like the hardest time in life. But looking back at it today, I see it as an important character-building experience. Ultimately, gaining knowledge regarding different cultures, perspectives, and mindsets was a special and rewarding experience. I learned so much from the diversity of people here and loved sharing my culture as well, especially dancing to Bollywood music. As we leave campus today, we carry our diploma and a box filled with meaningful memories, some bitter, some sweet, playing a powerful role in making us the individuals we are today. These experiences helped us toughen up, become independent, develop lifelong friendships, grow into adulthood, and build our own personal brand. A favorite memory of mine is when my 17-year-old self gathered a team of 6 people, 3 books, and 2 pairs of flip-flops to tackle a huge spider found on the ceiling of my dorm room. We took care of that spider, and then walked the mile to the grocery store for a bug spray to ensure we were prepared for the next time. 4 years later, this now 21-year-old has built solutions to real-world challenges during interactive qualifying project and major qualifying project, developed the confidence to travel across countries alone, led client meetings and conferences, brought groceries and prepared meal plans, and is now all set to step into the real world. One of the highlights of WPI is the flexibility it offers. It allows us to custom build our future by letting us design our own majors, make our IQPs and MQPs, switch majors within seconds, and even build our own courses. Our graduating class got the opportunity to experience many different styles of attending college, starting from the actively engaged in-person lifestyle to attending Zoom University during pandemic. While these came with some challenges like remote IQPs, we chose to look at the silver linings and make the most of our time here. Following the WPI culture, my roommate and I built our IQP from scratch. We did it all, pitched our idea to our advisors, built the project timeline, developed prototypes, assessed target markets, and ultimately designed a solution. Instances like these helped us cultivate our unique leadership and problem-solving skills, and they taught us to welcome challenges like an old friend. Our WPI experience, our professors, advisors, family, and friends helped frame our personalities. All of us started this journey together by crossing the Earl Bridge and embarked on each of our unique paths. We rose to the uphill parts, celebrated the downhill parts, and reached out for help when we came across potholes. Now we meet at the finish line. Now it's time to take the next big leap. Moving our tassel from the right side of our cap to the left and receiving our diploma marks the end of an enriching, transformational, and fun phase of our life, and the start of yet another unpredictable, exciting phase. Some of us are starting full-time jobs. Some of us are pursuing higher education. Some of us are starting families. And some of us are still planning their next steps. I wish all of you the very best and the utmost success in the path you choose to pursue. This is a milestone, and it's time to celebrate. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to introduce our special guest speaker. The senior class was so happy when Carla Ferrara accepted our invitation to be the special guest speaker this evening. Carla Ferrara, class of 1983, received her bachelor's degree in electrical engineering at WPI and her master's degree in electrical engineering at RPI. After a decade of engineering jobs, she forged a new career path. On this journey, Carla's love for science and the use of theory and practice allowed her to uncover the solutions she needed to address her personal health concerns, which emboldened her to transition from a systems design engineer to a health and wellness practitioner. Today, Carla is a holistic Lyme disease and chronic illness practitioner using functional medicine and traditional Chinese medicine concepts to not only empower people, but to help them heal both mind and body through their chronic illness. In partnership with the client, she uncovers the sources of symptoms, incorporates the powerful holistic methods to unburden the body of toxins and infection, and addresses immune system rebuilding and health generation as part of a personalized treatment plan to guide patients to recovery. By using a variety of food, movement, and lifestyle changes, and partnering with doctors and other practitioners, she offers a multi-pronged approach to support the different body systems and layers needed to heal. Her certifications include fitness instructor, personal training, holistic health counselor, functional nutrition and lifestyle practitioner, Hashimoto's practitioner, yoga RYT 200 certification, facial system training, and clinical Lyme disease practitioner training. Please help me welcome Carla Ferrara.
So, thank you so much for inviting me to speak. I am so honored to be part of this pivotal moment in your lives. And thinking about what might be helpful for you to hear, I quickly realized I couldn't begin to understand how life has presented itself to you over these past 4 years. I thought about what your hopes and expectations for college life looked like when you first stepped on campus. With all that has happened here in the nation and the world during this time, you ultimately navigated through some of the most extraordinary of life's challenges to be here now, hopefully finding a feeling of belonging and a better sense of who you are, and maybe even some joy along the way. Big congratulations. So I invite you to join me as I reflect on an unusual path of my life. Like many of you, I came to WPI to become an engineer. I was going to earn my degree, have a lifelong career in engineering. Simple, right? Well, just as you each have learned over the past 4 years, I came to see that adjustments need to be made as situations I couldn't imagine or plan for came up. And as life continued to challenge me in so many different ways in my body and my brain, at times I muddled my way through. Now, I realize muddling your way through is something that may not sound like the most inspirational message. But in reflecting on my personal life journey, that was where the real growth and expansion happened for me. From my college days to my time spent as a systems engineer in industry, to my ultimate career shift to a health and wellness practitioner, I learned that for me, the actions taken during the difficult times and the muddled times were where the real magic happened, though it didn't feel like magic at all at the time. When I chose WPI, I had no idea what an engineer even did, especially an electrical engineer, my chosen major. Now it's referred to as ECE. Woo! Woo! The academic rigor was expected, but I went in blind to the challenge that the gender inequity of the day posed. Upon reflection, however, I now see how much I learned in muddling through those days. I realize how powerful a team can be and how hindered certain individuals can be without that team or that sense of belonging or community. I learned it was my responsibility to reach out for help and support, and that my lack of confidence held me back in some instances. As a WPI rowing athlete, my teammates and I were faced with limited resources under the men's crew team. My senior year, the lovely Bernie Brown encouraged and spearheaded the creation of the WPI Women's Crew Team. Woo! Yeah! And getting a new team off the ground was not easy or a popular idea. But several of us felt strongly that it was time for the advancement of women's rowing. Sometimes we need to plow forward, having faith that our intentions are good and our efforts will offer benefits to others in the future. I still love rowing, and on so many levels, rowing helped me understand how much our connection to each other matters, both in and out of the boat. And it did and continues to enhance my understanding of movement, not just for the stress relief, muscle strength, and fitness, but also for the mind-body connection fundamental to mental health and intelligence that laid part of the foundation for my current role as a health and wellness practitioner. Following graduation, I took the first job offered, a systems design engineer in aerospace. Similar to WPI of the early 1980s, I found myself in a male-dominated culture where it seemed problematic trying to forge a team atmosphere and bringing my uniqueness and personality into the space. After job hopping a bit, I found my most fulfilling engineering job and was a successful contributor on a fast-paced project. Our individual work was very interwoven and interdependent, and our superior results helped me understand yet again the need, value, and rewards for interconnectedness. When I thought I was simply muddling through those collegiate and professional experiences, I now see the growth in understanding and important life lessons that were making themselves known. Current research on the brain tells us each intellectual mind is not off on its own, doing its own thing, like we have long believed. Learning is a fluid interaction among our brains, our bodies, our environments, and our relationships, like a muddle puddle. As I came to realize this, I worked to take every opportunity I can to connect in different ways to different people with different perspectives. And my outlook on life drastically changed when my first child was born, and I quit my full-time job that I loved. I became embedded in my community as a facilitator and teacher in many ways, wanting to know more about health, nature, and our environment. Little did I know that I was on a better path for my health challenges ahead. Over time, I had developed an autoimmune condition, but conventional medicine was not equipped to diagnose or treat it. As an engineer pursuing training in health coaching, functional nutrition, and autoimmunity, I began to understand more how all the systems of the body work together. Healing, as I was learning, felt like I was muddling through, but a functional systems approach gave me a framework to think through with lots of hope and curiosity. I went deeper into learning about functional medicine. Everything is connected. All things matter, and we are all unique. Putting those big, seemingly simple concepts together is what makes a difference. Not only to address chronic health conditions affecting multiple body systems, but to also strive for health and a fuller life experience. I studied more about how the body's fascia system affects movement, how trees can communicate through microorganisms in the soil, like our body's microbiome communicates throughout our body systems, how it takes less effort for our brains to absorb sensory information from natural environments rather than man-made, how our food, lifestyle, and biological function affect our genetics, how our gut health can affect our brains and our mental health, and so much more. But then more symptoms popped up. I couldn't think clearly. I tried to push through my days, but eventually I realized I had Lyme disease, past the acute and into chronic stage. Since Lyme disease was not recognized by mainstream medicine at the time, there was no diagnosis, no treatment, and no insurance coverage by my doctor. There was and still is a big gap between the complexity of chronic illness and what our current healthcare system provides. My colleagues and I have been trying to bridge that gap for years, even if we aren't recognized and sometimes dismissed by today's healthcare system. But I believe in what we do, even though I may never see the fruits of our efforts. When I began to feel better, I took a part-time job working for a WPI alumni friend to see if my brain was working okay. I still had periods of feeling lousy, but continued to have that drive to learn and to work with those that share my concerns about our health and our environment. Best of all, I decided to return to my passion of rowing. Woo! Woo! But had to re-envision how my body moved and what strength really meant. Using my yoga and fascia training, I got back into a boat with dear friends. You see, the fascia system is a fluid-based system of fibers that covers every muscle, every bone, every joint, every tendon, every organ that is like cotton candy throughout the gut and throughout the brain, and that encases our whole body like a superhero suit. It is inherently connected to and affects all body systems. Instead of hampering my healing, I believe rowing, while focusing on my fascia system, helped me to actually heal further, tapping into my other body systems. And as it was in the past, my muddling and trying different approaches through these serious health challenges left me with important knowledge and enhanced abilities to manage my pain and illness. To further heal, I added another layer of knowledge. I began clinical training for Lyme and chronic disease from a traditional Chinese medicine perspective, mainly because Chinese herbs work synergistically together to interact with the incredible intelligence of our mind, body, spirit. I've been trying to weave together these ancient and proven successful concepts with functional medicine and a systems approach. Today's science research is backfilling and verifying this ancient wisdom. Then, just before COVID hit, I began to experience new symptoms. Yay. I thought, what now? At the time, Lyme research was focusing on mold and its infectious byproducts, mycotoxins. I knew this was what I was dealing with, and it added another complex layer that is not yet recognized in the healthcare field. Even though I've hit a few setbacks in the last few years, I'm making progress with less muddling, I think, in addressing latent infections and hope to heal further, speak more clearly, be more active, and of course, row again. And today I feel humbled by how little we know about our natural world and about the human body. I rely on a slew of experts in different fields and work to keep an open mind and be slow to judge as we further explore, to avoid getting stuck in paradigms that no longer serve us and may even do harm. And although I am in constant search of understanding deeper, thinking broader about everything, I've come to trust that beyond the muddling through of life's challenging experiences are growth, learning, and more often than not, success. As I stand here and joyfully witness your hearts and souls, I encourage you to take a deep breath and embrace each pause. Step out of the weeds, look around, reflect on your surprises and muddles. Remember that the intellect is enlivened by other functions of the human body, the heart, the gut, and the body. Sourcing our knowledge from these places help to dissipate the despair, darkness, and fear that comes from our natural way of thinking. Connect your mind and body so you can be aware of what resonates for you. Listen to your gut. Feel your fascia. Find your own unique voice and actions to share in the collective intelligence. Feel the interconnectedness of each other and the natural world. Notice other people's gifts. Be okay with having more questions than answers. and be prepared to change your realm of understanding and knowing as you work, as you work toward a better you and a better world. If we are rooted in who we are in these ways, it will help us to have progressive conversations across difficult divides and work together on the huge complex problems we face today. I can't help but feel hopeful. A curious engineering mind, along with the wisdom of the collective human body intelligence, provides such a strong base for living an inspiring life. You already have everything you need to thrive.
Good evening, everyone. We are here to represent the WPI student branch of the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, IEEE to be short. My name is Jonathan, and I'm the former Vice President and Events Chair.
My name is Evan, and I'm the former Secretary.
And my name is Will. I'm the current Projects and Workshop Chair. I also built this Tesla coil that we'll be showing off.
Okay, so can I get real quick a show of hands from the audience of who here knows what a Tesla coil is? Okay, not bad, not bad. Well, for those of you who have not raised your hands, you guys are in for a good time.
While we're setting up, we'll talk a little bit more about the Tesla coil, and before we let it rip.
All right, so when the Tesla coil makes a spark, it sounds like a pop. We can control how often these pops occur, changing the sound that they make. Now, if we sequence the timing, duration, and frequency of the pops, we get something pretty cool. All right, and this show wouldn't be complete with at least one more song. Thank you very much, and congrats again to the class of 2022.
it's me again. And nothing I say will top the Tesla coil performance, so let's give them another round of applause. We hope you enjoyed tonight's program. We would like to especially thank Carla Ferrara for participating in the Baccalaureate Ceremony tonight and sharing her thoughts and excellent advice for not only members of the class of 2022, but for all of us here tonight. On behalf of the class of 2022, I would also like to thank President Leshin, our trustees, Provost Soboyejo, and all the deans and faculty who have come to tonight's program. Thank you also to our family members and friends who have joined us tonight. At this time, I would ask that the audience remain seated until the faculty stage and stage party have recessed from the tent. We'll look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.